Welcome 7th graders to 8-6. I can write and graph inequalities, starting on page 441. The word inequalities means that things are maybe not equal, so the prefix there, to equal. So instead of looking at this sign, we're going to be looking at a variety of signs today, which you've seen before, so a little bit of a review. So some signs we're going to see, some inequality symbols. This angle to the right is read as less than. I know you've heard before about symbols. You know, the bigger where the mouth is facing is the number that's larger. Well, of course, then we read left to right. So we would see that 3 is less than 5 is how we would read that. So with the pointy end on the left, we'd read less than. This one is read as less than or equal to. So a number is less than or equal to, again, facing the same way with half of the equal sign underneath. Greater than, the mouth facing the right, the large mouth, that crocodile. I know some of you have heard that before. That is read as greater than. The number on the left is greater than the number on the right. And again, this symbol then is greater than or equal to, has the greater than and part of the equal symbol. And when you have an equal sign with a line through it, that means is not equal to. So for example, we could say that 3 is not equal to 5, and know that's true, and so on and so forth. So make sure you know how to read each symbol left to right. We read left to right, so we would never read this right here as 5 is greater than 3. Sure, that's true, but if we wanted to know that, we would just write it left to right as 5 is greater than 3. We read left to right, so therefore we're going to do our math in that way. So we're going to write an equality for each sentence. So let's try together. A suitcase must weigh less than 48 pounds. So a suitcase, which we don't know the weight of, we know that it has to weigh less than 40 pounds. So we're going to read what we write. Suitcase must be less than 40 pounds. Simple as that. You must be over 12 years to play. So your age, must be over or greater than 12 years old to play. So your age has to be greater than 12. Members of a swim team. Now you give this a try. See if you can do it. Pause and read it and come back. See what I said. Members of a swim team must be under 15 years of age. So the members of the swim team, if we're looking at age, you might want to do age, must be under is a good word for less than 15. So the members, or you could say the age of the members, whichever variable you want to use, they have to be less than 15 years old. So then we have, you must be at least, that's a keyword, 48 inches tall to ride. So you could be exactly 48, you just can't be less than. So you must be, you in your height, since we're looking at tall, so I might pick H for that variable, at least 48 inches to ride. So I'm going to say your height has to be greater than or equal to 48. So hopefully those are okay for you, and you can give those a try and look in your book as well. It depends on, sometimes you might pick a different variable than the book says, as long as you know what the variable represents is the important part. Unless they tell you, if they say to use a certain one, then you would use that. So now using the less than or equal to symbols would be good too. Okay, so trying some of these, more of those, just like the last one. I just used this one on the other page. So this one would be one where you must be at least, this is what we said, your height or your tallness has to be more than or equal to 48 inches. So this one says you must be 12 years of age or younger, meaning 12 or less, to order from a children's menu. So your age has to be less than or equal to 12 years old. Then give some of these a try. So you must be 18 years of age or older. 18 years of age or older, so 18 or more, to vote. So your age has to be greater than or equal to the age of 18. Lastly, a fuel tank holds at most, meaning you can't go over 16 gallons of gas. So that would be the tank can hold less than or equal to 16 gallons. If you did the tank is greater than or equal to 16, that would mean it could hold 17, but no, it says at most 16. You can't overflow it. So I'm deciding if it's true or false. This is just like solving an expression where you are given a value and you plug it in. So it says a plus 2 should be greater than 8. So if you plug in 5 for a, then we're going to get 5 plus 2 should be greater than 8. Well, then we get 7 is greater than 8. Well, that's not true. So this is false because, bear with my writing, 7 is not greater than 8. Hopefully yours is a little bit more neat than that. And try again on the right side. Maybe you can give it a try and come back and check mine. So we're saying 10 should be less than or equal to 7 minus x when x is negative 3. So we do 10 is less than or equal to 7 minus, and I replace all of x, negative 3. So I operate 10 is less than or equal to, chop, chop, 10. This is going to be true because 10 is equal to 10. Remember, it has to be or. Even though it's not less than, 10 isn't less than 10, but it is the equal to part, so this is true. 10 is less than or equal to. Okay, so graphing inequalities, you're going to use an open circle to represent less than or greater than. You're going to use a closed circle to represent less than or equal to or greater than and equal to. Then you're going to draw an arrow in the right direction of what it represents. So we have to know our number lines here and know smaller numbers, more negative is to the left, larger numbers, more positive is to the right. So for example, if we have x is greater than 2, since it's an open symbol, we are going to use an open circle. And we're going to put it at 2, maybe a little bit above there, at 2. And we're saying x is greater than, so we draw an arrow to all the numbers to the right, or to the positive direction of 2. For x is less than 5 is an open circle because it's less than. So we go to 5. And since x is all the numbers that are less, we draw an arrow to all the numbers in the less direction to the left. It's pretty much that simple. So you could try the other two. Notice that it's x is less than or equal to 1. So we do a closed circle because it's like we are including 1. The open circle says not including. We are including 1 when we close it. And if x is less than or equal to, we're going to go to the left because the left has the less values. X is greater than or equal to negative 4. We're going to put in a closed circle, including negative 4. And we're going to draw an arrow to the numbers that are in the direction of that's greater than negative 4. Simple as that. So that's it. Just rewatch the video, watch someone else's, examples in your book, personal tutor, Khan Academy, anything you need. Write down things you know, things you're wondering, and bring those to class.